Hi, everyone. This is Marjorie McPike, the CPA lady. Welcome to the CPA Lady podcast. I'm excited to be with you today to share some information on organization, whether it's for your business or personal finance. You know that the CPA Lady podcast is all about helping entrepreneurs and small business owners with accounting, taxes, estate planning, generational wealth, and that also flows into personal finance. So I'm excited to have with me today Jaclyn Straus. She is a CPA and the founder of My Macro Memoir. So excited to learn more about that. So Jaclyn, do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure. So as you mentioned, I am a CPA and I'm the founder of my own company. I am multi-passionate, I like to say. So I have been a mid-level executive for a Fortune 100 company for about 17 and a half years. Wow. Started my career with the Big Four with Deloitte, right out of my master's in accounting, and realized I just didn't have a love or a passion for the public accounting arena. I had a love of getting out there and being able to connect with people, with clients, and share my knowledge. So with that, I've also taught accounting at the college level for 17 years to stay current in the field. But my company was launched and came about out of a pure need, and it was a somewhat of a selfish need that was realized out of a traumatic event that I personally experienced when I gave birth to my daughter 6 years ago. So I experienced a post-delivery hemorrhage when I delivered my daughter, Leah. And my husband and my parents were prepared by the physicians and the medical team for me not to come home physically. They did not think I was going to make it. And the entire time, that I was there, I knew what was happening, but it was very traumatic. And the opportunity that I was given to have this second chance, when I arrived home and things settled, I realized that had I not physically made it home, that me being the household CFO, because I'm a CPA and I naturally fell into that category, the role of mom, which we all know as women includes being the activities director, or the camp director, or whatever it may be for our children, right? A chef here and there, a house manager. I held that key, Marjorie. And it was an organized mess for me. I like to think that as a CPA, I am very type A and I'm very organized. However, it would have made no sense to those closest to me. So if my husband was going to have to step into the role and take over, it would have caused a great deal of frantic searching and pain on top of the grief he was already experiencing. So I did not have the intentions to sink this ship if something happened to me that was unplanned. And so when I realized that, I was like, gosh, I really need to get it together. Like, this isn't fair to anyone, including myself. I kind of created a monster by doing it all in my husband. And I needed to walk that back and do better for me and do better for the entire family. So I started looking for solutions to be able to capture it all. And there wasn't anything out there that truly met my needs. So I decided to create it. So what I did was I created a guided experience of yes or no questions only for anything and everything that may be important to you. So it could be anywhere from, do you have a bank account, to do you have a pet, to do you have information on a child that you may want to store, like birth certificate, immunization records. So essentially it allows you to have an experience as a user through this guided process that takes the thinking out of it for you. And certainly as small business owners, as entrepreneurs, if something happened to me, I do have a number of clients, small businesses, that I take care of their accounting. Somebody would need to know where to find the information so they can pick up. And this is kind of a one-stop shop at your fingertips to be able to do that in a way that's not going to leave you paralyzed when it comes to, where do I begin? I do so much.
Right.
and what's important versus what's not important, and what should I consider.
That's awesome. So does it just, is it more like password, document storage, or does it do things for you kind of like on the financial side, like does it integrate like anything like Quicken or Mint or anything like that?
So, that's a great question. And I made the decision not to integrate any of those tools. Why? Because the more integrations you have, in my opinion, the greater chance you open yourself up for risk, right? And we all know that security is of top concern for everybody.
Right.
So my objective with My Macro Memoir is to keep it very high level. Where are the breadcrumbs? Simply, where are they? Where can they be found? So I can access them on a situational basis as things come up and I need to address something. Every question that's answered populates into an individual PDF document. So if I'm out of town and something happens to the pet, my husband texts me and is like, who's the vet? Do we have pet insurance? I answered yes to that question in my memoir, and I just shoot him over the PDF to that question. It does ask you, of course, if you have any passwords that you want to store, where are they? Are they in paper form? Are they in a password manager? Or are they somewhere on your computer? Now, nothing is forced, Marjorie. I'm the strong believer that we all like options.
Right.
So if somebody doesn't want to upload a physical copy of something, you don't have to. What you can do as a substitute, if you choose, is type in there, where can it be found? So my mom is 70 years old. She has a sheet of paper with her passwords on it written, and that's fine. So my mom went in, isn't comfortable with the cloud or uploading or any of that stuff, and said, you can find a piece of paper with my passwords in my nightstand drawer.
Okay.
As her adult daughter, who one day will have to take care of her affairs, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Right.
I'm not going to search.
That's
So
good. Yeah.
that's the objective. And from a financial standpoint, because, we always take it back to that, Marjorie, it allows us to inventory. And sometimes we find duplicate subscriptions that we may have. As we're sparked to kind of think about it and our memory is jogged through this experience, we're like, oh, I've meant to cancel that. So there's money savings right there.
Right there.
It'll also ask you questions. Do you have a will? Do you have life insurance? Do you have long-term care insurance? And perhaps these are some things that you've been meaning to get to and look into that you haven't done yet. And it will go ahead and prompt you and motivate you to get that done.
Get that done. I like that. I like that. And that applies both to individuals and business owners as well.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Do you have specific questions that address business owners?
Absolutely. So it does. There are questions that say, do you own an interest in a sole proprietorship, an LLC, or a partnership? Yes or no. And then if you click yes, you list the name of the company, you have the opportunity to list that tax ID, and then contact information on who should somebody contact in regards to the business for succession planning.
Succession planning. That's awesome. That's awesome. I see that that's just so valuable, because you find that people are unorganized, or even just, like you said, you want people to be able to carry on if something happens to you. And I think about that a lot, because I, like you, tend to wear many hats and carry the majority of the roles when it comes to the finances. So, but you want to be able to have someone to be able to pick that up and keep going with it.
And absolutely. And for all the business owners, entrepreneurs out there, if you are a CPA, an accounting professional, a financial advisor, an estate attorney, a general business attorney, this is an absolute business opportunity and a unique way for you to serve your clients. Okay? Because, my experience is a lot of times I've been approached by financial advisors or life insurance agents, and they tell me what I need. You need this, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
But we are more willing as people to take suggestions on what we need when we self-identify it, right? We all want to be the hero.
Right.
So through this process, you can work with clients to say, hey, I care about you, your whole you, and not necessarily what you typically think that I'm just here to sell you or service you with in a certain area. I mean, I'm a CPA. You are too. We all know, we all basically do the same thing. But, and it's, do we click with that client? And is that what onboards them, right? That relationship. People buy from people. So to be able to show your clients, hey, I've got this unique tool that I'd love to help you work through because I care about you, your whole you, and those closest to you. So they aren't stuck if the time comes. I want them to be prepared and give you the peace of mind that they will be. And it opens up the opportunity for that generational planning as well.
Right.
To bring on, like, so those adult clients of mine that have adult children that maybe are just starting out, they're like, gosh, they need this. They just had a baby. They just got married, and then you're able to work in and really get to know their families as well. And they can be potential clients to you also.
Awesome. That's awesome. So do you do like free demos of the product, or how do you work with potential clients?
Absolutely. So there are a few videos on YouTube just to kind of see a couple sections, but other than that, I absolutely cannot stand when a service says there's a free trial period, but enter your credit card. Because I don't remember to cancel it if I don't want it. And then it's more work for me, more work for the, working mom. And I'm like, no. So I set this up, 30-day free trial, see it, feel it, no credit card required. The only thing that's not available during that free trial is the ability to download the individual PDFs. So that does come with the $75 a year annual subscription. So again, I tried to keep it very low cost because I do not want price to be a barrier. If somebody recognizes the need for this, we are going digital in the event of wildfires, in your case in California. In Florida, I experience hurricanes. I mean, you never know. So to have things backed up digitally is so necessary, in my opinion. But I will say this from a professional standpoint. As you know, Marjorie, IRS guidance, we need to keep a minimum physical copy of 3 years of tax returns, right? You need to have a physical original copy of a power of attorney. We need an original physical copy of our will. There are certain documents that, yes, we need them backed up digitally, but we need them physically as well. So what I've also created to complement the digital piece is an actual physical binder that comes in a fireproof, waterproof envelope. That literally you load your stuff in there, the originals, and it is a grab and go situation in the event of any emergency, and also just to know where it is. It's got a holder for your passports, for your social security cards, for those extra credit cards that are sent to us that we don't even really quite know why. A place for it all is the objective, and really taking the thinking out of it for the user.
For the user. I like it. And I like the grab and go.
Yes.
Because things happen and you want to be prepared. Yeah. And we're seeing that more and more these days. I mean, come on, the floods in New York recently,
Oh my gosh, who would have thought?
New Jersey. Yeah.
Definitely. And so, that I have in my Etsy storefront right now, that piece. The digital portion is at mymacromemoir.com. And if there's anyone from a business perspective that's interested in utilizing and leveraging this tool with their clients, please feel free to reach out. I have marketing resources to support all different types of professionals, pre-written emails that you could tweak to make your own and to leverage. I'm happy to support anyone in any way I can. I'm a huge cheerleader for the small business owner. Like I mentioned, I take care of some of them as a fractional CFO locally here in Florida. And I just want people to find opportunity to be able to leverage this to further your business. And then also for individuals and for those you care about personally that you may want to do this for.
Right. I love that. I love it. And I can definitely see the value in it. So I'm going to have to do the 30-day trial after tax season.
Absolutely. Extension time, right?
Right.
Fun stuff.
So after I have a little bit, when I have a little bit more time to kind of really get a feel for it, but I do see the value of it, and even in small businesses. So tell me, just to kind of go back. So you mentioned your reason for doing, for creating this project. How was your transition from public accounting to the other avenues? It's like, how long were you in public accounting, and what made you make the change?
So I was in public accounting for a little over 2 years.
2 years.
And I read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? Because I was not happy. That's all I knew, is being in that cubicle and seeing the sunrise and sunset from an office window was not what I wanted. And I was like, this is the real world. I studied, I took the CPA, and quite honestly, this sucks. And that's for me. It's definitely, some people love it. Some of my closest friends have stayed and they're partners now, and they have wonderful careers. If that floats your boat, fantastic. For me, I wanted to be able to be out and really interact with clients, get to know people. And your first 10 to 12 years in public accounting, at least with one of the big four, that is not the way it's set up, right? You're back at the office doing the work, and the partners or the senior managers are out there connecting with clients. And so I didn't want to wait for that at all. And I just felt that I could better serve if I was out there interacting, networking, making connections, and being able to be a person that somebody felt comfortable with, with my professional background, and being able to service them and help them do better at whatever their goals are.
Awesome. So when you left public accounting, what direction did you go?
So I actually went into the healthcare field. I was very passionate about being part of an industry, and I still am, that helps people, that makes a difference. And I wanted to help people do that in the best way possible. And I know also healthcare is a business.
Right.
And so with that, being that I was and am a CPA, it was unique for me to get involved in that space at the time. People were like, wait, why are you a CPA? And why are you here talking to me about, a certain disease state? And it's like, well, because it's business.
Right.
And healthcare is a business. And, I want to try and help you with that, because you can't serve patients if you can't keep the lights on. Right. That's it. Bottom line. And so that's how I really hyper-focused in that space and was able to show value. And what I want to stress to people is, we go to school, or, we study something and we think that it's got to be a certain way, right? And there's that path is already determined for us. And that's really not the case. The sky's the limit. I can tell you, and I may be biased because I am a CPA, but I've seen that has given me the foundation to open so many doors and gain. As CPAs, we've earned the public trust. We lost it back in 2002 when the Enron debacle happened, and Arthur Andersen fell as an accounting firm. That was a very difficult time for the accounting industry, and as a result of that, we know we got Sarbanes-Oxley and different requirements, right? Because you make your bed, you sleep in it, and they were needed. Right. But overall, as CPAs, we have the public trust, right, instilled as part of the package. And so with that, I think that opens so many doors. We understand the language of business. If you know accounting, certainly that's what we learned.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, it's always like learning a foreign language.
Right.
And once you're able to do that, you can tackle anything you want.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Because it's so true, and I tell people all the time, it's like, just get your license,
Yes.
it's the icing on the cake. You've gone to school, just get your license. And once you have that, no one can take it from you. And then it's just the doors just open so much, just so much.
It's, I love that you just said that. It's like, once you have it, nobody can take it from you. Right. And that is the truth. When I went to my father for guidance, I was like, when I was going to college, I'm like, what am I going to do? I mean, and he's like, I want you to graduate being something. And I'm like, what the heck does that mean, Dad? And it's like, when you study accounting, you graduate and you're a professional, right? So don't just take the courses and then don't go through with actually taking the CPA exam, because you've earned it. You've done the work. You've put in the hours. Go the extra mile to finish it. And I promise, the pain of studying for the CPA and all the time, once you earn it, you'll never remember all that time that you spent. It's behind you, and only things can get better and go up from there. And doors are just going to open. You're going to find it really hard to be unemployed.
I agree. You are, especially now. There are so many people, there's so many companies that are looking for accounting professionals. There are CPA firms that are looking for staff because they can't find staff. And then there's been so much work. It's like, you would think that, people kind of thought that COVID would decrease the workload, but instead it's increased the workload, but then the firms don't have the employees in order to staff for that. So.
No, absolutely. I mean, just think about like the PPP loans, right? And the EIDL loans. My small business clients needed help with that stuff. I mean, you had to produce financial statements, and all the sort to qualify for that information. And, we became that trusted partner to be able to, we had to do the research because it was brand new. We had to try and understand what this language was that they were writing the guidance in, and then be able to articulate it and really help our clients because they trust us. So, that was new, different work that maybe wasn't customary. But at least I took it on for my clients to sit and help them with it, because these were hard times.
They were. That's something that I didn't get involved in a lot. And it was just because of so many other things that were going on. So I tended to refer people to someone because it did require a lot of, studying and research and learning, so I referred people to someone that did that. And that's something else that goes to show about the profession, is that you don't have to know everything. You can, there's just different areas where you can go, or different, and then you have the resources to pull from, the referral sources, the connections that you make along the way, because everyone's not going to do everything.
Yeah, no. And it's so funny, because I feel like for lawyers, accountants, for doctors, when somebody from the general public, will be in a conversation, they think that we have the answers in our realm for everything. And it's like, no, just like a doctor specializes in one area, typically we do that too in the accounting profession. And we don't know everything. Like, I'm not an auditor. I don't do audits. So you're going to have to go to somebody that does, or, somebody that needs to go in front of the IRS and be represented in front of the IRS for back taxes or whatever it may be. I don't do that stuff, but I do have a network of people and colleagues that I would refer that to.
Right. Very important.
Yes.
So you said you work with just a few clients. Are they new entrepreneurs? Have they been in business for many years?
So it varies. Some of them are new. Some of them have been in business for a while and just didn't feel like their provider or their professional CPA was really a partner with them. So they just knew me. I'm very involved in my community as far as philanthropic. I sit on the board of a few nonprofits. And so people really get to know the authentic me, especially in that space, because when I sit on the board as a treasurer of a nonprofit, it's all about, right, how do we raise money and how do we spend the least amount possible to meet the objectives. So I'm a little bit of a tough one on the board. So like, I'm like the no, like we're not spending money on that. No, because we, you know, and it's like, sometimes people are like, gosh, she's a little harsh. And I'm like, I promise at the end of the day, the vision is a brand new media center for all the children at this school. And we're going to get there if you just let me hoard that money wastefully. And then people end up being happy, but it's always a struggle. So, you know, through that, people have really, in my community, have gotten to know about my style and how I'm just kind of always willing to jump in and wanting to help. I don't take on a lot of small businesses or clients because I have so many other things going on. And now certainly with my company, that is my major focus, because I am determined that we all need to change our human behavior from being reactive to proactive. I mean, we were all caught like a deer in headlights when COVID hit, and we cannot prevent things coming our way. We can control what we can control. And the only way to do that in the best way possible is being prepared the best we can. And so I don't know what I have to do to motivate people to see that and to change behavior. So I'm asking for anybody listening, for you, Marjorie, for my colleagues, for my friends, for anyone, to help me share that voice. Because at the end of the day, it will provide you peace of mind if you do it. And it's going to provide those closest to you an act of love. And I think we all need more of that these days. We are in a crazy, crazy world, and we all have to pitch in. And if we could just spread this message and help me help you, it would mean the world.
That's awesome. I love the passion. You know, it's you know, you're passionate about helping people, and that's what it's all about. You know,
it is. And if we all don't, like, to be honest, this company was born out of a personal need. So somebody can say that that's selfish, or it's the right way to build a company, or wrong way. I mean, there's so many different perspectives. But what I did know was that if somebody really realizes that they need this and they want it, I was not going to let finances be a barrier. Period. So, you know, people are like, Jacqueline, you're giving this away, like $75 like a year, you know, like, what do you mean, a month? Like, did you misspeak? And it's like, no, I didn't. Because, and I really should have set this up as a nonprofit, to be honest with you. I mean, the truth of the matter is that I don't want anybody priced out. If somebody needs this, I want to hear about it, and I'm committed to giving somebody access to it. Because I truly, truly believe in this mission. And when I realized how much I could have hurt my family unintentionally by not having it together, it was heartbreaking. And I don't want my son and daughter to suffer. And I want, you know, me physically not being here would have been enough of an interruption to their lives. And so why would I want to cause all the rest? Like, I want them to have normal as much as possible if there's an unplanned absence.
Awesome. I'm definitely interested in learning more about the partnership. And like I said, I am going to try the product. Because that is something that I've been working on is, you know, I've heard people talk about like everything on one page, you know, like all your usernames and passwords, and, you know, it just, you know, different ways to have all of your information together. And I do like the fact of it being digital.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, that physical backup too of exactly what you need to keep. Like, we don't need all this paper clutter anymore.
Right.
And so, yes, I'd love for you to take a look at it, for you to share it. And I do also want any professionals listening, even if you're like, God, I want to start a business and I don't really know what to do or where to start, and I don't have a lot of money to start. Okay. With this, people want to be held accountable, and they will pay for time for you to coach them through the process. So let me sit down with you. You're gonna, my hourly rate is X, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna do this together through a series of sessions, and it's gonna be collaborative, and we're gonna get it done. And when you're done, you're gonna feel really good. It is so rewarding. I've personally done it with some clients, and they're like, Jaclyn, I would have never done that if you didn't sit here and hold me accountable. And so it's a way for you to start your own business. I do have an affiliate program where a percentage will go back for every user that you sign up, and then make it your own hourly rate. There's no cost for you to get started. And like I said, I do have marketing materials that are already prepared if somebody wants to use them, or make it your own, put your own twist on it. There's really no cost to getting started. It's just putting it out there.
Just putting it out there. I like that. I like that. I like the affiliate programs too. And I'm kind of thinking of some different people that I know that have wanted to start businesses, that this could be a good avenue for them.
Yeah, I mean, and it's I spoke with a lot of professional organizers. So we know Netflix caused the craze, with the home edit girls and Marie Kondo tidying up. I mean, I sparked a lot of joy around my house after I saw that on Netflix. Let me tell you. My son's like, Mom, are you sparking joy again? I'm like, yes, I am, son. Sit back and watch or pitch it. And so I spoke with a lot of organizers because they have created an industry of their own. But what I learned is a lot of them just want to make closets pretty and pantries pretty, which is okay. The paper organizing part is not sexy, and I get that, but it's meaningful. So there is an entire potential industry. If you have the desire to start your own business, to do it and be passionate about it, and know that there's reward of peace of mind and mental wellness for your clients that you can offer. It's all the intangible things that you can't touch.
I like that. We're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I like you. I'm passionate about seeing people succeed and seeing people live meaningful lives and make progress and be prepared. You said something about let's change from being reactive to proactive. And that's my big thing. It's like, we have to be proactive, we have to be prepared. We have to know what's going to happen instead of just reacting when something happens. So I really like that. And I feel as though that's a message that I can share.
I love it.
And helping some people that I know, whether it's with their own system, my own system, or just being, coaching. I know different people that are looking to start coaching businesses. So
and people want it. Everyone has come to me. They're like, Jaclyn, I need this. Will you do it for me? And I'm not set up to service everyone. So if people do have a passion for it, we're looking to build out on our website a place where we can say, if you want to enlist somebody to help you, click here. So it'll be a source of referrals, and I don't want anything from that financially. I, like you said, want to empower, like you, I want to empower people. I want people to do what makes them feel that they're growing personally and professionally. And I'm happy to help and be that kind of middleman to help people get there.
Awesome. Well, I'm like so full. So
thank you. So am I. It's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. And like I said, I am going to definitely share this information with some people that I know in both areas, whether it's being an affiliate, whether it's preparing it, signing up for themselves. I think it's a wonderful product. I think it's something that's necessary. And And it is all about, and I feel as though people that are, you know, like once you get, you know, we always kind of say that personal finance and business finance, they go together. So it's like
Yep.
once you get all your personal stuff together and you see how valuable that is and how it makes you feel, it'll make you take that step to do the same things for your business.
Completely. And, you know, some people have been like, Jaclyn, I don't even have anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything. Like, what would I even put in there? And I'm like, what do you mean you don't have anything? Of course you do. And you know what? It's an opportunity to celebrate it. When you see it in black and white, like through a yes or a no,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, and I'm like, wait, so you're telling me you don't have a home that you rent, or like you've got a roof over your head? Well, we need that information, you know, like you need that information, even if it's a landlord's you know, like I know you have a dog because you post pictures with the dog all the time, like, you know, and it's like, do you have a favorite recipe, like from your grandmother that you want to keep and never lose? It's the special things too, right? That are meaningful to us. And so I don't want anyone to ever feel like when people are like, I don't have anything. I'm like, yes, you do. And like, you need to celebrate it and see it. So this is a way to do that as well.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I think that's a good way to end, but do you want to add anything else before we?
No, I think I've done too much talking. So I will stop. This is your show. And I just want to thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. You know, when I saw the product, it's like, I'm very excited about it. And I know that it's valuable. And I'm going to do my part, you know, to help get the word out. And I wish you all the success with your product. I know that it's going to do well because it's something that's so needed. So
all I ask is you try it for yourself first, so you can hopefully believe and see for yourself, so you can then be, you know, a great avenue and resource for those that you care about.
I will definitely do that. Definitely.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So we can find you at, tell me,
MyMacroMemoir.com. And there's a contact me, and you can contact me there. And I will always get back to you. You can find me on Instagram at My Macro Memoir. Same thing on Facebook and LinkedIn as well.
And LinkedIn as well. Okay. And then the YouTube videos you said, would we just
is on My Macro Memoir channel too. Okay. And that's linked on my webpage as well.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Very good. So thank you again. Thank you everyone for listening and for viewing. If you are watching on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. If you are listening on any of the podcast platforms, please also like, share, and subscribe. And we will talk to you next time. Thank you.